Welcome guys. Welcome to another edition of my videos. Um, Today we'll be doing something similar to what I did the last time. So the last time I made a timer using React too, and then I already had the code typed out before I started. I just explained. I gave you a run through of it. So this time around I'll be giving you an upgrade of what I did last time. So, but before I continue, I would like to introduce the next gen um, STEM competition, the science-based competition for all the secondary schools in Ajigule, and it's aimed at increasing the level of education in our area here. So, this what I'm going to do today will be a feature in the software that I'll be using for the competition that day. So we'll be creating a timer, a countdown timer, and then a score. We'll be creating two different sections on the screen. So one section will contain the countdown, and the other section will contain the score for that question. So the idea is when you answer a question faster, you get higher marks than when you answer it in a longer time. So if you answer it in 5 minutes, you are getting a higher mark than someone that answers in 10 minutes. So that is the idea. Alright, so we are going to do this with React and Tailwind CSS. Enough with the talking, let's do the coding. So we start by introducing the function, the product page function here. Alright, so we will not be needing this yet. Alright, so we can continue. Now we already have this one. Okay, so like I said, we want two different sections on our screen. We want a screen on the left hand side that will be showing the countdown as as the countdown is going on, while the one on the right hand will be showing the score depending on when the countdown when you answer the question. That's when you click submit. So in this case, I'll be using the stop button. Okay, I'll be using the submit button. So when I click on submit, it gives me the mark that I get for depending on the time that I use to answer the question. Alright, so let's go. Okay, let's do this. Alright, let's do this. Okay, sorry. Should have this work. Alright, so this is it. We'll not be using this React. We'll not be using this at the beginning of our work. So let's get right into it. So I save and let's see what we have. Let's see what we have here. Alright, so it's already routed, so that's why we already have all this. So by default we'll be having our header and footer, while our major work will be on the screen here. Alright, so let's style it. So we have class name with margin of 5 and border rounded border medium, a height of 400 pixels, and a width of 80 a width of 80, and then we flex justify center and then we also IC items center. So after that, inside this same div, so let's save. When we save, this is what we have. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Then inside this div we create another div with style, and we also style that same div. So we say class name width with a width of 95%, a a width of 95%, a height of 100%. Yeah, then we have flex, we flex it, and then sorry, item center, and then justify space between, justify between, because inside this div, this is where we will have, so this is the wrapper div, why this is the parent, the major parent. So in this this wrapper div will be parent div for the different, the two sorry, three divs, because one of the divs will be for the control. So the three different divs that will be needing will be inside this div. So that's why I flexed it and gave them item center and justify between, since they will be opposite each other. All right, then inside this div we have three divs, so this will be the shortcut for three divs, div times three. Then in this first div, okay, let's save. So in this first div, now we have that wrapper div in here, but because we did not give it color, that's why it's still so we have two divs here, but we can only see one because of the color. All right, so we'll continue. Then in this first div here, we style it. So we say class name, and then of we have a width of 35%, and then we have a height of 90%, and then we have BG, background of blue. So it will be sharp blue, it will be dark blue, that's 950. And then the rounded has rounded MD text. So we have text white, and then we have a font semi bold, have a font of semi bold, and then we have a text of 26 pixels, and then we have flex column, then we have item center, and then we have justify center. All right, so let's save, let's see what we have. Okay, so we have this. All right, this for one div here. Then in here, in this div, we should have another div that will be housing text. So inside here, we'll style it. So in this, so here we say text center, and then we have text. Sorry. So we have 26 pixels. Then in here, we'll now be having the text that we intend to create. So I'll be using countdown in progress. So this is the that will be containing the number counting down. So countdown in progress. I want the progress to come in another line, so I'll break it. So breaking tag, then I'll say progress. Okay, let's save. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have countdown in progress. Is this okay? Okay, so let's say font semi bold. Let's see. Okay, I think it comes in. The effect comes in now. I think the effect comes in now. All right, all right. Okay, okay. All right, all right. Let's continue. So in the div following it, there will be another div. So inside here, so you say class name. We are styling this div now. So this div I'm styling now will be the div that will be housing the number itself that is doing the countdown. So here we have, sorry, 80, a width of 80 pixels. Sorry, 80%. Sorry, 80%. It's the width, so 80%. We don't want it to be far from the edges. All right, so um, um so we have a height of 80 pixels, and then we have a background of white, rounded, MD, margin top of 20, and then we have margin on the x-axis of 5, and then we have we flex it. We have the item, we give the item center, justify center. All right. Okay. So let's not do this yet. Let's not do this yet. Let's not do this yet. So let's save. Let's see what we have. Okay. So we have it where we want it. All right. So next is to style the next is to style the div in the middle that wants to be in the middle. All right. So the next thing we do is to start this. That will be the second div. Remember, I said we'll be having three divs. So one will be for the countdown, the second will be for the control button, and then the submit button. While the third one will be for the score. All right. So we are styling the the submit button. All right. So we start by class name. So we say class name. We give it a width of say 15% of the screen. So, 15. So we have a height of 50 px, a height of 50 px, and then we have BG background color of red. So we have a background color of red, 600, a little deep. So we say 600 or 700. Anyone is okay. So when we say 700, we give it a rounded. So we don't want our the edges to be sharp. So we give it a rounded MG. Then we have center, text center. Then we say flex, we have flex, justify center, item center, give the font of semi bold, give the font of semi bold, and text color of white. So we have text of white, and the size of the text to be 20 px, and then we give it the cursor pointer. So we want our cursor to change on on hitting that button. All right. So we say cursor pointer. Sorry. So let's see if it has an effect here. Okay, it does. It does. We don't have a third the last div yet. So for the last one, we'll be styling it identically. But let's it will be identical to the first one. So but let's do it ourselves. So let's see what we have. So we have class name, and then our class name have a width of 35%. All right. And then we have a height of 90%, 90%, and then we have BG blue, blue 950, BG blue 950. That'll be dark blue, very dark blue. So we have MD, rounded MD. Um, that's medium. Then we have the text that will be in there to be white. So text white, and then font of semi bold. So we have a font of semi bold, and the size of the text to be 26 px. So we have the size of the text to be 26 px, just like the countdown in progress. All right. So we say 26 pixels. And then outside it we have flex column, just like the other one. We have flex column, item center, and justify center. All right. So we have justify center where we save. All right. Okay. So why is it giving us this? All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we should have a div outside here housing everything. Okay, on here we have. Okay, so let's see if we have a difference. All right, let's rephrase this. Okay, no changes yet. No changes yet. So what's the issue here? All right, so let's see what the problem. So I guess the problem here should be that these divs from here to down below here should be inside here, inside this div. Since this is the wrapper div, so it should be inside here. Let's rectify that mistake by copying it. So we are copying this up to here. So cut, and then inside here we copy this, and then we save. Let's see what we have. All right. So the though this is what we actually want. This is what we actually want. So now inside here we'll be having submit. The button. This is the button for submit. So let's go to where we style this. Remember BG red. So where do we have BG red? This is it. So inside here we have submit. Submit. So let's see. Let's see. All right. So we have submit, and then on this blue div, the other blue div here, and this other blue div here, we'll be having two different divs. Two different divs. So we have two divs. So it will be div times two. All right. So we save. Now for this first div, our styling will have styling name, say class name. We'll give it a width of say 80%, and then we'll close it. All right, and then we give it a height of 80 pixels, 80 pixels. All right. Okay, so after giving it a height of 80 pixels. Okay, no. Since this is where we'll be putting the text first. So let's start by saying text center. We have text center, and then we give it the text the size of 26 px. So we say 26 px, and then outside this we give it margin bottom of 10. All right. So we save, and then inside here we now write your score. So this is where we'll be displaying the score. So we say your score for this question, and then we use the break tag. So is all right. So we save. That's what we have. All right. So we have what we want here. And then inside this div, the second div, all right, we'll style it. So styling it to say class name. We'll give it a width of 80 pixels. All right. Sorry, it should be in small, in lowercase. So we give it a width of 80%, 80%, and then we give it a height of 80 pixels, 80 pixels, and then we give it a background color of white, and then a rounded border of medium rounded, so MD rounded, and then we have MX that's margin on the x-axis to be 5. That's left and right to be 5. So let's save and see what we have. All right. So our aim is to have the countdown running here, and then have the score here. So each time we have the score, the um whenever the countdown will be running here by default. So when the countdown starts, so we take for example that there's a question here, just like I remember we'll be working with this on the quiz. So if the countdown is running here and you answer the question, you click on submit earlier, you have an advantage of getting a different score from someone who clicked submit later than you. Do you understand it? So
This is just the idea. So here we'll be having the countdown. This will be the score depending on the time that you clicked on submit. Do you understand that? All right. The condition. So we are through with the design aspect of it. All right. So now we'll go into the logic aspect. The logic aspect. So this is where we now write the. This is where we write codes for the codes for. All right. The codes for the functionalities. All right. So for the functionalities, we'll be dealing with countdown and score. And countdown is not will not be a static value. Countdown will be a value that updates. And remember, in our previous video, I used a hook, a React hook known as use state. All right. So this use state allows for updating of them for a data that updates. Do you understand? So we say const. This is how we use it. So const. Let's give it count since we don't want it to be long. So we say count and set count. So this count is the initial value that we will have on this our space here. So that will be the count. While the set count will be the value that updates, and the set count will work based on the function that we pass. All right. So we have equal to say use state. All right. So by calling this, we have imported it automatically. So use state. Now by default, it is the data type is number. All right. So we say number. That's the data type, and then the number, the initial stage. So we'll be working with 30 seconds. All right. So 30 seconds. All right. And then the other one we'll be working with will be results. Okay. Let's not start with the results here first. Okay. Let's start with results. Const results. All right. So because we'll be having a result that also changes too. Remember I told you that the results here depends on when you click submit. So if you click earlier, it will give you a different answer, a different score from someone that clicked later than you. All right. So in this bracket here, we say results and set results. Mhm. So having this, we'll say equal to use states. All right. So say use states. All right. So like the previous one, the data type will be number. Sorry for the mistake. And then the initial value of score here will be zero. Mm? All right, it will be zero. Okay, let's put zero. Okay, so we save. All right, or let's make it it could be optional, so it could be null. All right, so mm, okay, let's take one away from here. All right, so we say we have number or null, so it could be a number or it could be null. So I will want it to be null, so it will only show when we click on submit. You understand me? So let's see. All right, now let's look at how. Next thing is to write the function that gives us our set count. So at the initial stage, all right, let me put the count. So the count will be in the div that will be inside here. All right, so let's see. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is it. This is the div, I guess. So here we will call in the. So in here we have count. All right, so we see is this. Let's see. Okay, it's not showing yet. It's not showing yet. And why is that? Okay.
It's on here. Now, women's.
So
I know.
all right. For the class name, the text to be 26. 26 px, so pixels, and then we have a font of semi bold. All right, so having a font of semi bold, let's flex. Let's see what we have. So in here we have count. Let's see if it works. Is this still showing? Okay, I'm not giving the text color. Text black. Let me save. Okay, it's there. All right. So text black was our undoing. Yes. So we have item center. Let's see if it works. Mm-hmm. So you see text center. We save. Let's see. Does it work? Okay. Let's. It should have an effect on this. Let's try the styling on this part. So let's take this. All right. We cut it. Put it in here, and then we let's see. Let's see if it works. Still no effect. All right. No flex there. So let's check if flex does the job. All right. So we have this. We save. Okay. It does the IC. It remains the justify content, so we can have it at the middle. So we have justify center. All right. So we have it where we want it. For the text size, let's see if it works here. 50 pixels. Does it? Oh, okay. So we have this. This is what we need. Okay. All right. So why? This is where we want the score to be. So here on the, in place of the score, we'll be having um, results. Okay, so you see, all right. So here we have null. So it's null. So that's why we have nothing here. All right. The initial value here is nothing. That's why we have nothing here. All right. So that is that. Now our calculations. We are not yet through with the logic that we'll be using for the countdown. So for the countdown, we want the countdown. So it will be starting from 30 and it will be reducing by one every 1 second. So each second it reduces by one. That's the logic we'll be using. Each second it reduces by one. Now we'll be using a feature known as a set interval. All right. So set interval allows the code to run continuously for an allocated number period of time. So in this case, the allocated period of time we'll be using here will be 1 second. And remember, in JavaScript we use milliseconds, so it will be in milliseconds. So let me show you what I mean. So we have const. It could be anything. So let's use timer. Const timer should be equal to set interval. All right, set interval is the syntax equal to, and then we have the curly braces in here. S- So this is it. So we set count. Now this is where we now give the set count a function. We write the function for the set count. Now the set count, we call this el here is a self-defined value. All right, we can put anything, but remember whenever you use it, you have to call it. You have to now write the function here. This is where the function works. So we say el minus one. It simply means that whatever we have as count will continuously be subtracting one. Now remember I said for a particular period of time, for a continuous a particular period, you understand? So continuously it will be doing the job over a period of time. Now we want it to be over every 1 second, and I told you we work with milliseconds here. So to be 1000. All right, so 1000 here means 1 second, 1000 milliseconds, and it is 1 second. All right, so that is that. Now we have this, so we'll continue. Now we have the use effect. All right, so this use effect helps for rendering. With this use effect, when we now write our function or whatever, it starts running automatically uh, uh, on our browser. Okay, so this is the syntax for the use effect. So we have equal to and curly braces. So inside the curly braces, we pass. We will now the idea is, in this use effect, we want this function that we wrote. Now this is just a variable. All right, it's not, if it's not yet is a function, but it is not yet incorporated here, so it can't work there immediately. Okay, now we want a situation where this um, function will run, but we don't want it to run past zero. So once it gets to zero, we want it to stop. We want the function to stop. So we have to put in a condition and say if the count, which is the number, which will continue, which will now, since we have allocated a set count function for it, so it's the count or will continue to update. So but as long as, even during its update, as long as count is greater than zero, then this function should run. Now what is the function? The function should be this. So let x equals set timeout. Okay, set timeout. Okay, and this is the syntax. All right, outside here we have equals curly braces, and then you have timer. Mhm. Okay, all right, so in here we have clear timeout. So in this clear timeout, it will be this function that we passed here. That's why we gave it a variable name first. So whatever function we have here, it will be clear there. So um this clear timeout is for cleaning the code. It's for cleaning the code, all right, so that we will not have garbage in our data, in our system here. All right, so um for the set timeout, now the set timeout is also another property that helps to that allows a synchronous coding. So it allows a code to run for an allocated a period. So now remember I said set interval does the same thing, but the difference is that set interval continuously does it, while set timeout does it for once. But in this case, we are using set timeout because of the use effect hook already here. So use effect renders it, and so automatically when we put our set timeout, it continues running. But we have to set a time for it, all right? So it's going to be every 1 second. Okay, all right. So um, then here we'll have the count. So array brackets and then count. So let's see. What's the issue here? Set timeout. Okay. So what's the issue here? It says can't find name set timeout. Okay, so the O here is the issue. Okay, let's see if there's a difference. Okay, all right. Okay, it's running faster than normal, which is not okay. All right, so let's save this. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so we are still having this error, and I think where the error is from is this place here. So this timer should not have the set interval here. It should just have a simple uh, uh, function showing the simple function that just allows for addition, um subtraction of one here. So we say set count, then we have double bracket, then outside here fat arrow, and then our el minus one. All right, I think that's that. So we see, then we come here and refresh, so that we see our Okay. So we now have 30. All right. All right. So let's see. All right. Hmm. Let's refresh. Let's see if this counts down. The timer is already set here. Okay, we save. Okay, and now it counts. So now we see where the problem is from. Okay, so now it counts. You can see it's counting down by 1 second. So the countdown is done. The next one we are doing is the score. Okay, all right, good. So let's work with the score. I would like to call this score, not result. So when you change this place with score, it's self-defined also. It becomes set score. All right, and then we'll come in. We've used result somewhere. Yes, here. So you can see red lines on that because we changed it. So we write score. All right. All right, that we save. No difference. Now we want a situation where when we click this, it takes us to uh, uh, it gives us a number here. Okay, it gives us a number here. So the idea is when you answer in 5 seconds, you get 5 marks. When you answer in 10 seconds, you get 3 marks. Then if you answer later than that, you get 1 mark. Okay, that's the idea. So let's work towards it. Let's do something on it. So we are going to the div that holds this button. Okay, so this is the div that holds the button. All right, this is a button first of all. So this is a button. Okay, this is a button. So you see this is a button. Then in the styling of this button, we are writing the function or the condition. Okay, now it's only this condition will only work on click. So on click, we should have this. Okay, so on click, we have a condition that says if count, which it updates continuously. So if this count, whenever we click on this, if the count when we click that's on click, whenever you click, if count is greater than or equal to 25, okay, it's equal to 25, that's 5 seconds, then it should return set score to be um 5. Okay, and then else if, which should be here, else if that's another condition in here. So else if this will be the return. So else if the count is greater than 26, sorry, greater than 20, greater than or equal to 20, sorry, we're talking about 10 seconds here. Okay, okay, it's between 20 to 20, between 20 to 25, or rather 20 to 24, sorry. So we'll say if else if count is greater than or equal to 20, and it has to meet these two conditions, and it is also greater than, sorry, less than or equal to 24, then it should return set score to be 3. Else, if these conditions are not met, then set score should be set score will be 1. All right, so let's save. All right, we save. Let's start the process. Let's see if it works. All right, on our click, does it work? Okay, it doesn't work yet. Why is that? So I clicked on this. Still, we are not having anything here. Score. Okay, let's have a number here. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's remove this knob. Let's know where our problem is coming from. And then we refresh this. It's still not showing. So what's the issue? Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see this. Let's see this. I should return the set score to be. Okay, let's say the issue here is that maybe it's showing. So we are expecting that when we click on this button, it should give us the score here. Do you understand that? So let's do the styling here. Let's give it the text the color of black. So we say text black. Okay, and let's give it the same styling as the styling we gave for count there. So we gave it the text size of 50 pixels. So let's do same for this. So we have 50 pixels, and after that we flex it. Um, so we item center and justify center. Okay. So we save. All right. Okay. So this is it. So when we refresh. So if we click on submit here, we have 5 marks. All right. If we click now, we have 3 marks. So if you answer a question by this period, this remaining time, you have 1 mark. So easy peasy, and that does it. So we have a functional web application that has a countdown and a score depending on the time that the answer is submitted. So that is that. Now, for a bonus, I will be adding a button that will be um, a button that will be using for restarting the process. Okay, I'll be getting a button that I'll be using for restarting the process. All right, to do that, let me do. Okay, let's do this together. Let's do this together. Okay, so this is the button in this video. So let me give use a div to house it. All right. Okay. All right. So this is where the button ends. Uh-huh. All right. So this is done. And then on this div, we'll style this div. So class name. So it's a class name. Um, so we'll give it a width of say same width with this. So we say width of 15%, a width of 15%, a height of 100%. Since we want an extra button, so we give the height of 100%, and then we flex column. All right. Okay, I think that is that. So in this button, in this place, we'll be having extra extra we need a button here also. All right, so we have extra button here. Okay, so here we have restart. All right, so let's save and see. Okay, we have something like this. We have something like this. All right, for the width on this one we'll be working with, so this will become 100%. All right,
Okay, so we save. We have our button back. So this should be 15%. And then here on this div holding both of them, we should have a gap of say, let's say 6, and then we say okay, a gap of 6, and then uh, we should have, it should be um let's try item center and see what happens here. Let's refresh this. Okay, still same. All right, let's style this button. So we'll be taking all the stylings on this button here, and we will be adding it there. So let's take all the stylings except the on click styling. So we see, we copy it and paste it here. All right, so but we'll be changing the color here. We don't want it to have the same color, so it will be having blue. Okay, blue 950. 950. All right, so let's save. So we save. All right, here now we have gap. The gap is not working. The gap is not working. And we save. Okay, it goes like this. We don't want this, so we flex column. All right, all right. So we have J C justify center. We save, and then let's see what gap can do here. So we save. It doesn't do any more. It doesn't do much. What about we try flex one? We save. It doesn't still work. Okay. Do we have flex column? Okay. Let's save. And then we have flex one. Alright, still does not work. Okay, let's have it this way. Okay, so this also has, so when you click on this, it shows the score here. When you click on this, it should restart the process. Alright, so let's see what will happen here. For the restart button, we'll have to put the function that it will be working with. So we say on click, remember this is the syntax for on click equal to fat arrow and then the return. So on click, we give a condition that says um, if count is strictly equals to 0, all right, then the return should be um, then the return should be the count, set count, sorry, set count should become 30. So we save. Okay, so let's start the countdown. It does not work now because the condition passed says if count is strictly equals to 0. So we have to wait for it to get to 0 before we click back on it. Alright, so to submit score, let's test. We submitted score, we have a score of 1. Alright, and then for restart, we have to wait for it to get to 0 before we click on restart. Alright, so it's at 0 now. We click on restart, it gets to 30 again and starts counting. We click on submit, it gives us a score of 5. When it gets below that time, we click, it gives us